Hi guys, it's yet another episode of the JoyRide Podcast.
Yep.
And this is episode?
6.
This is episode
7. 6?
Oy.
I think it's 7. It's 7.
Yeah, this is the episode 7.
Yeah.
And we are so happy. If you're new to this channel, the JoyRide Podcast is just about fun vibes, entertainment, inspirational. And we just have deep conversations that people tend to mostly avoid. And we share our own personal experiences. My name is Ben Psycho.
My name is Wanjiru.
And we are so happy that you guys are back.
Right.
What's the subscriber number right now?
At the time we're shooting this,
we're doing around 16,700.
16, yeah.
16,700. And the statistics are showing us that only the stats. We've gotten stats from Europe, and they're giving us feedback on how we are doing in Kenya. And they're telling us that only 37% of the viewers who are watching this video are subscribed. The other 63%
are the ultimate JoyRiders.
They're the ultimate JoyRiders. No, they've taken this tagline too serious.
Yeah.
And just subscribe. There's no need for us to have to use the DCI to track you and send you an invoice for watching our content for free without subscribing. Yeah. But anyway, welcome back. Today we're going to be having a very interesting conversation. But before I even get to the conversation of the day, first of all, you can just check the way I'm dressed. It's looking like money, like the top stylist in East Africa. Hi. And I'm dressed by Looks. This is an amazing shirt. I feel like this material is back in trend. This is corduroy.
Okay, tell us more about what's trendy.
I'll tell you more on my personal blog. But also, I'm going to share a picture of how I killed this look. I'm going to let Selfie put that picture on the next frame.
Selfie, you don't have to put it.
Selfie, you have to put it. Let me just read some of the comments that I'm getting from YouTube.
That's from what episode?
This is from...
You said from YouTube's.
From YouTube. The first comment is, as we wait for the premiere, is it possible we'll be listening to Ben's songs?
I knew you'd say that.
Just a suggestion. I mean, this is demand. This is, forces of demand and supply.
What episode is that you're reading from?
This is episode 6. This is episode 5.
Okay.
Episode 5. So you guys are saying, as we wait for premiere, is it possible to be listening to Ben's songs? Is it?
Is it, guys, who are watching this as a premiere?
We need to be putting them there. Wanjiru made me not understand Ben when he's reading the questions. Like, I'll understand the question when she rereads it. Sasa unaona sasa itakuwa like Wanjiru and that illiterate guy. Sasa kwa hapo vina power scholarship. Niende Australia, nikasome kizungu.
English.
No.
So I'll have to read all the questions?
No. Just let me read and don't.
Yeah, granted, I don't want to read all these questions.
Yeah.
It's like, how can they be 2 jars?
They're 2 jars, man. Like, I feel after this we need a certificate. Like, this is a short course, Ben, I feel like I was present. I think Noni Mudoni is repeating the joke where I was present at the wedding.
Okay.
And I told you if you didn't see me there. Diana Flora is saying that the level of self-awareness you guys have is beautiful. Your connection is admirable. First, content creators who don't focus on sexualizing content. The conversations are pure, candid, and stoic.
Yeah.
You're stoic. A lot to learn from. You two have let your relationship just be as natural as it has to be. No rule books, influences. Let me read maybe the final 2.
Maybe we can we have a lot to go away, and we have to maybe just
I feel like we need to hear the story of Wanjiru's spirituality. She makes fun of Ben a lot. We love the podcast a lot. We are just from talking about it in the office. Guys want to know about your faith and where you stand with Christ.
Okay, but let's first do other avenues, because we have more avenues than just YouTube comments.
Tell
that
us.
we can
I'm here to listen and to learn.
We asked you guys to subscribe because we want to sort of like create a community where we can be sharing more BTS and more exclusive content. And there's so much here I can't see. Thank you so much to everyone who subscribed. So many conversations that
brightness they come this 2022.
But I can see.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to see?
But you said you can't see.
No, I can see. No, it's because of this. I was reading like this. I want to do this. So there's so many conversations that people want us to go through. Conflict resolution, communication in relationships. I'm sure you won't have much to contribute there. So many things. Some of them we've tackled in previous episodes, so please do catch up. We'll leave a link in the description box, so if you'd want to join our community, please do click on it.
Yeah. One of the things that I like about this podcast is that no one sees the jabs coming.
Yeah.
No one
Like
sees
you're
it. It's
just
a complete knockout, you know?
Yeah.
So what's today's conversation on, Jiru? I'm curious.
Before that, we teased a meet and greet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We, guys, a few guys had requested, like, the first episode were like, we need to do a meet and greet.
Yeah,
and
a live
we,
episode.
We teased that idea, and it's like, you know, guys want to take this relationship to the
To
next
the level,
So I
yeah.
feel like meet and greet is like the first date. So
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of tension.
You're gonna like us, first impressions.
Don't know how we're supposed to look or dress up.
And the question is, are they going to show up for a first date?
Yeah, you guys gonna show up for first?
Can you imagine if they
date?
stand us up? Like,
Yeah, I mean, we'll still have each other at the end of the day, you know. So, what do guys need to know about the meet and greet?
Well, there are plans that are underway. So if we have farmed up all the details because it's still a work in progress, we'll leave a link in the description box of this episode.
Yeah.
But if we haven't, there are many more episodes to come where you can check that out. Most definitely in the next one.
In episode 8, if we will not have concluded everything by the end of this episode, or by the time this episode goes up, we are going to address that in episode 8.
8. So you want to do this one?
What's the conversation today, and why do we even have to judge?
You know what?
Like, what's
We're not
this?
even going to tell you
supposed
what
to be a fun podcast, not a course.
We're not going to tell you what the conversation is. Let's just deep dive.
No, I feel like we need to.
All right, you say then.
I don't want to preamble. What does that word even mean?
Let's do the questions, Ben.
The conversation today is every time I talk, I just remember I'm 31st. I'm 31st years old. You know, the conversation today we're going to be discussing about gender biasness in various areas, sectors. But basically, we're just going to be addressing gender biasness, both towards the female and also towards the male. I don't know how these questions are going to come out because.
Let's just do the questions, Ben.
Na sasa cheki, let me read without you asking about this question.
Okay.
Hata mimi nilienda shule.
Sawa.
English asianze hapa kunitumia messages na nawoniwa na TSC. Have you ever catcalled someone or been in a group that catcalled someone?
Okay, I've never.
You know?
No?
Even when you're like young?
No.
Okay.
You?
I've never.
For real?
Catcalling, no.
Yeah, primary school?
No,
primary school, you guys were fasting. And it's not a joke, for real. Class 5.
Still for another day.
Yeah. High school?
No, not catcalling, but we'd like just approach them straight up.
Oh, it wasn't like...
approach. Like us, funkies were a big deal, man. Like, funkies were everything.
Yeah.
And maybe later on I'm going to be sharing more about this, some of these topics. But yeah, it was straight up approach. No, there's like part B, A, B, C, D of this question. This is question number 4.
I need to be stopping, so...
Yeah. So you remind me of Pickables. Were you born?
Yeah.
Okay. If so, what were you thinking or the group thinking as this was being done? So
we can't answer that because none, For you, you've said you straight up approach the chick.
Yeah, we would just straight up go approach chicks. Of course, we were turned down a lot of times. You know what I mean? Yeah, especially when we'd meet with like high-end schools. You know, like it's like when we'd meet. Of course, when we'd meet like Upper Hill, Komodhai girls, Kangaroo girls. Of course, pia wanatutaka. St. G pia wanatutaka Stato.
Thank God hujataja shule.
St. Anne's Lioki, hao wako like, those will be the last options. Tukikataliwa huko LCVR, tutarudi huko chini. You know? But every time we'd go to a school function and there's Riara there.
How can you put Komodhai girls?
No, of course, that was the reality. Ukifika funky, kitu ya kwanza mnaangalia ni basi gani ziko hapa. Some Huruma girls, Komodhai girls, and they're not bad, they're good. It's just that, you know, the vibe is different when Riara girls is around. You know, you have to get your esteem up there.
Sijali girls.
Yeah, I'm 15 years old, you know. It's just, have you ever been catcalled?
I don't think there's a Kenyan woman who can say haja catcall. Where was it the other day? Ngara.
Nitumie hiyo pin sahi.
Ngara, and I even told you about it when I was buying fruits.
Oh wait, when we went to buy fruits and then nikapaka hapo kwa
market. Alafu mtu akapita tu hata nikiingia kwa gari.
Then it was like, wa?
Msupu. Alinisha tu msupu Wanjiko. I think aka-assume nakatu like Wanjiko akaniita hivyo. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. I can't remember. Okay. I just remember nikiingia gari haraka nikikwambia.
Like hiyo mkono. Bado swali by the way, they're like two other parts. Have I ever been catcalled? No.
Oh, it's the fact that I didn't expect you to answer that question.
I always used to wish being catcalled by chicks in high school, but never worked, you know. Didn't even work in campus.
So
Madam, like, hey, handsome. I don't know what they are. Madam with a boy. But no one ever did that, you know.
I'm sorry.
Nasoma tu inside down on akina biko dema hapo penye wasichana wanadai. You're like, yo, it's an unfair world. How did that make you feel, by the way, now after being catcalled?
I think there's that feeling like I remember the first days when you understand, like, you kind of feel like, you stop doing that to me, wacha kuniita hivyo. I think for me, it gets to a place where it's so normal and it's a bad place to be in.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you expect it to happen, and so you kind of build walls and you're like, you just keep on walking past them. You have a goal, and the goal is to walk past them.
As we continue this conversation, I might not understand what you go through. By the way, and I want to put it out there.
Yeah.
Because there's some questions that I'll ask you that might seem like they're off, but genuinely, I just want to
get perspective,
because I have not been in that situation.
And that's fine.
Because if you felt bad about it, at some point in my life before now this became like a full-blown pandemic of men doing all this nonsense. At some point I used to think that when guys would catcall a chick, then she would feel prettier.
Oh, she would feel like, hey.
Ametumaliza hapo kwa estate. That's why watu wanabaki wakiongea. Isn't that what it
For me, it does not. It just feels like, you stop doing that to me. But as I've told you, with time, I think it's because it's so, I don't want to say normal, but it's almost so normal. You expect that it would happen. That's why ukienda place kama CBD, unajua ukipita some places, unaenda tu ukiwa umepita, you just block out the noise, and you just keep on moving.
Can you say, like, the incidents we experienced in Kitale, is that part of catcalling?
Yeah, but that Kitale was so bad.
Let me give guys,
I think it was worse than catcalling.
Let me even give guys a story of what happened. So we were in Kitale, and then we just left a church service. You know, the Holy Spirit moved. We were saved. Like, we left there as Christians. We went to Kitale Sports Club. And after that, the ladies said they insisted that they wanted to see how Kitale town looks like. So we left out. So normally me, I drive with my windows up, whether I'm here or whatever. I just like it like that. Nikuzoea kuibiwa simu sana. Ukipitia hapo Mudhurwa twice.
To drive na windows.
You know, so I still think I have that trauma today. I rarely put my windows down. So the ladies had put down their windows. It was a double cab. It was a Hilux. So wamekaa hapo nyuma, the windows were down. These border guys, they were still border guys. They come on this side and they started saying some nasty statements. I don't know if we can even say them on air.
Can we say them?
They were not so. They were nasty, but because the guy who started shouting after aliona ni mademu watatu was like, namtumie condom, and two of them were actually pastors' wives, and then there was you, and then there was myself. Oh, like this how nakuseparate from. So we had two pastors' wives, yourself, myself, and our worship pastor. But ndio tumetoka service mzee, like, the guys are supposed to be upright. So they said that statement on that side, and then I just continued driving. Now, eventually, when they came to this side, they saw that kumbe you guys also have us, there were men. So they kind of toned down. But bado wakaendelea kuipush.
No, they demonstrated. Can I demonstrate?
Yeah.
They did this to your side,
They did now that to my side. And I was so irritated, and I nikamtukana, like, nimtukana so loudly, Like, nilikuwa naguswa na pastors akituliza ushuhuda, like, and that was just a clear indication of how the devil really waits for you, and then you, like, unaingia tu hivyo straight into that temptation. And that was so irritating for me. Because if you remember, me and Mike were almost following them. We go, sasa basi to fight, basi. Kama mnataka tupigane. And now that will have been bad because now we're also in their home turf. So tungepigwa.
But I think also there's a kind of powerlessness where you feel.
Yeah.
You feel like there's nothing I can do. Like, I hate that you're doing this to me, but there's nothing I can do.
That's a bad feeling. Let's go to the last one. What would either of you do now if your partner was catcalled now? Me, I always intervene. Whether I'll win that fight or not, like, I always... If you remember very well, there was some time...
Intervene, Ben.
You remember that time we were coming from Don Home? Some years back.
That was
remember?
Bad.
We were coming
but that
from
was
Don
more
Home.
funny.
Funny because I was the one who was beaten,
No, funny because Shay was left.
Yeah, let me tell the story. So we were coming from Don Home, And if you come from Donholm with the double M's, they sometimes they get into bus station from uko nyuma. So when you walk through bus station, that's where the stage for number 45 JoyRide. You know, our fans from Kilimani, I'm like, oh my God, people walk there? You know, yeah, that's downtown. So when we were walking, there was this small space to pass through, and I kind of just nikawashikilia whole crowd ndio nyinyi wawili mpite juu yenyewe hapo hivyo ilikuwa violence too, like you just use your way, force your way through. I think one of the guys got really irritated that I had stopped them so that you guys mpite, and then he started following us akitushautia, you know, and I don't even remember what he was saying. Then he came where I was, akanikula right ingine hapo ngumi. No, sasa hizi majabu mupigwa hapa kwa JoyRide unexpected. Now physically, man, it was strong. And then I thought like we were a team. Wanjiru and Shay just left and they left me over there.
Left you. Yeah,
Shay left and she was screaming huko hivyo. She was running. She even got asthma.
No, we found her at a supermarket buying things
she
for
was already at
herself.
Naivas. I don't even know what was happening. And then you, what did you do?
I think I waited for you on the other end.
Yeah, so wamalizane na mimi alafu sasa ukam ufanye first aid, ndio. But I remember.
But what would I have done?
You would not have done anything.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Nikiji involve hapo, it's worse.
No, it's me, I'm okay taking those jabs. I mean, tapona, it just takes a few days of ice every single day. And that's one of those unfortunate incidences that, you know, you pay the price. So if you were to be catcalled and I'm there, I'll intervene. Kama mbaya.
Thank you.
Yeah, whatever it is. Lakini hiyo time hata sikuwa nimeanza kwenda gym. Sikuwa nimenunua dumbbells.
So sasa hiyo kuje.
Whatever. What about you?
What can I do?
When I'm being catcalled by other women, expect you to hold your hair back and you can't talk to my man.
What can I do now?
What can
I don't know.
If chicks would catcall
would there
me,
be an expectation for me to do anything?
If chicks would catcall me? I don't know, man.
Ni kuache uenjoy hiyo kukatkwaliwa. Tutakuwa na catwalk kwa hiyo.
Self-esteem inaongezewa drift. But you see, that's the perception.
Yeah, that it's a good thing.
I'm looking at it from.
Yeah.
But with time, I've come to learn that it's not what women want.
Yeah.
I think I don't think women love this thing nowadays. Like,
yeah.
Just maybe, I don't know if Kitambo it was cool. The way I grew up, I used to feel like that was a good thing for women. Maybe they would feel more pretty. Maybe they would feel like that's an appreciation for them.
But it's not.
They don't like that stuff at all.
Yeah. Okay. 5. These answers may be based on current or past situations. Ben, if you're driving and you're in traffic and wave at a woman, what is the first thing you think?
If I know them or if I don't know them?
If you don't know them. If you know them, obviously I expect you to wave back. If you don't know them?
I don't know. I would not wave at somebody I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, skuna kwanga pia, you know, also throughout high school. And maybe there's a few things that
But there's also an element of now where like the JoyRide is and what the kind of nature of work you do.
Yeah.
So if somebody waves at you, you won't naturally not wave back because of what you...
Yeah.
The nature of work.
And I've been in so many awkward situations where somebody's waving and they're not waving at me. And it's like, waves are free.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would just wave back. What about you?
Wanjiru, if you're driving and you're in traffic and a man waves at you, what is the first thing you think? Oh, actually, the question was not what do you do, it's the first thing you think.
When do you understand questions now?
Me, my first thing is like, I don't need this. But then again, there's a caveat because of the nature of work that we do.
Yeah.
So somebody might be...
Fun.
Yeah. They might enjoy what you do and they've noticed you from the kind of work that you do. But also... there's a kind of profiling that happens. So if someone looks a certain type of way, I just like roll up the windows real quick. So there's that, and it's just like a security kind of thing where you don't want to be found. But even like now, it's like an adjustment. I know when the car is moving, the windows can be open. If the car is at a standstill, the windows are shut.
Have to be up.
And luckily the car is tinted. So
yeah, that was like the first thing we did.
Yeah. And actually, you did that as a way of protecting me.
Yeah, because every time you drive that car with the windows not tinted, guys would really bully you almost intentionally.
Yeah.
But when they see it's full tinted, they don't know who's
inside. They
also don't know how many people are inside.
So it's easy. That's what we've done. There's a question here. Does one's level of attractiveness determine whether you wave back to either a man or a woman? For me, no.
Do you ever even wave back?
No, because it's like a security thing. So, but I've said again, there's a caveat now about the nature of the work that we do. But naturally, it doesn't come. For me, it's like a security thing. Just close, focus on where you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had all of them. But it was the single days, the prettier ones. Hi, where do you want this to end up? You know. Yeah. What's my turn?
That's so mean, the prettier ones.
No, let me not say the prettier ones. Like, the ones who would, like, be my type or something.
Okay.
Utanika in trouble. Number 6 is, it's been said in a few speeches that every woman has a sexual harassment story. Do either of you know any men that have been part of someone's sexual harassment story? Maybe an acquaintance, relative, distant person. Did you call them out?
Have been part of a... Oh, so like, do we know a man who has been part of someone's sexual harassment stories? Like, nothing comes... I'm even trying to think about family, like relatives.
I think that's one of those things that I can cut you off even if you're my blood. I have nothing. You're a bad seed to the society. You are evil.
Nothing comes to mind.
I also don't know of anyone who's done this. But of course, maybe people within certain spaces, we're not necessarily friends. Yeah, I've had...
Because you know you.
Yeah.
But you don't know them.
But
you haven't met them.
We don't know each other. We're not like friends or something like that. But of course, you know the guy. And most of them end up being very miserable people.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Of any.
I think that was... Did it have a part 2? Has your mindset of any of these things changed as a result of being in a relationship? In hindsight, what would you do differently?
What?
Has your mindset...
Let me see
It's because
of part A. It's because of part A.
No, so it's been said in a few speeches that every woman has a sexual harassment story. Do either of you know any men that have been part of someone's sexual harassment story? Maybe an acquaintance, a relative, distant person. Did you call them out?
I don't know. Nothing comes to mind.
Has your mindset in any of these things changed as a result of you being in a relationship? In hindsight, what would you do differently?
I think the only thing that has changed is the need to go with Ben to certain places more.
Yeah.
Because you feel like you have kind of like protection. So, if I'm going to CBD, I prefer if Ben drops me and picks me up.
Yeah.
And you only drop me where I'm supposed to go and you pick me exactly where I'm supposed to.
And that was my emphasis.
Yeah.
It was up to you. Drop you to railways.
Yeah. So I think other than that, that's the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've not been in such a situation. I've not also known anyone who's been in that situation. And even when I was still single, my views were like, don't force yourself.
Force issues.
Don't force yourself on women. You know, in high school, in our high school, Upper Hill, and I know it's a lot of boys' school as well. You get more points if you're smooth with women.
So the more women you can.
Yeah, the more women you can actually hit on, or the more women you can attract to yourself, the more popular you became in our school.
Right.
You became so popular. I even used to get protection because of that. Because I've been link form for Flani, and Flani was sent G, and now Sasa maybe I'm not bullied, you know? And that was like, almost everyone in Upper Hill was like, day one, the conversation ni, do you unajua kuvibe? And when I joined high school, I didn't know what vibe was, you know. So saa zingine nilikuwa naomba mails sawa form 3, niangalie nini anaambia. How do you talk to women, you know? So to us, we developed that from a very young age, that ingiza tu dame box na Kiswahili yako to be good enough.
Okay. Follow-up question.
Yeah.
So we both know, and you've said it, that thing of kunifuata around for my own security.
Yeah.
Places like CBD was for me.
Yeah.
And I am assuming it's because you don't want me encountering other men, not really other women who are the issue.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know, what are you doing, because you're a man, and I'll ask it point blank, calling out your fellow men?
But they believe it or not, it's not once where we've intervened in a fight in town between like a guy and a chick. So one time we were walking up Impala. So I meet this...
Ngong Road?
Yeah, Ngong Road. So it was myself and a friend of mine called Didi. So I think we were from a gig or an interview. So I met a friend of mine who tulikuwa na Esteto. Hey, that chick was pretty, man. Like she was like queen of Steto. Yeah, so mimi nimefurahi kumsalimia. Then kidogo I just see they wanachapana na chali yake, you know. Like, what just happened? And we had to intervene hapo katikati. But we ended up looking clownery because I think it was a relationship drama. They loved each other and all that stuff. So it became also a bit awkward. But I don't think I have been in a situation where I see, especially kama tuko, if I'm with another guy, we can't let that situation pass. Like, sometimes we'll intervene. Although we know, like,
actually reminded me of a story, and I know that's true about you.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a chick alikuwa anahandwa na mtu wa matatu.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Another day I was in Mathri, Starbucks. We were going home. And then uo dame, akikam kupanda Mathri, the conductor, because now I've noticed we have Ugandan fans, Tanzanian, so public transport. The tout groped her boobs. And then when she came to sit down, I did not even understand what was happening. You know, me, I'm just there listening to reggae because that's the mix, kalonje. And then this lady, she's just shocked. Her mouth, alikuwa too shocked throughout the journey. And then at some point I was like, yo, are you okay? Jesus, this doesn't want guts. Like, I just talked to a random chick in number 3. Then she told me that guy groped her. And I felt so bad. So when I was checking, because ni makanga kadhaa, but also it's also my hometown. So even if you beat me up now, I can go get more people and then we'll come wait for you. Because I mean, if you're from the hood, hivyo tu ndio life ukua, you can get some security from numbers. So I told him, we maze, mbona umeshika dem hivyo maze, unafaa, that's so wrong. And I caused some drama, but nilikoze drama senye tulikuwa karibu na stage ya kushuka. Ndio in case kuende mbaya, wasinipiga. Niko ndondoka tu chini ama napiga tu nduru, nikitana hapo hivyo. See, if you grow up in the hood, mtaani, you tend to know almost everyone who's there.
Even so the mahangas.
People know you, the mama mboga knows you, everyone knows you. So nobody can beat you in your own yard. So I nikazusha makanga, and then nikashuka. And then me, I just went on about my life. Later on, the chick DM'd me and was like, yo, thanks for standing up to me. For me? Makanga, for me. Thanks for standing up for me. To scholarship English. Thank you for standing up for me.
Yeah.
The conductor actually came to say sorry, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's honorable.
So you try. It's not... you can't be Superman and put yourself in all this situation.
Yeah.
But you also have to know the risks.
Yeah.
You can be beaten.
Yeah.
You can. In fact, there's a probability you might be beaten.
And nowadays, people are beaten up socially, like on social media.
Yeah, even on Twitter, me, I don't care about whenever guys come. Like me, I could care less about those people. But
I've seen you being called a simp one too many times
on
socials.
Yeah, because of that chick who we were vouching for, and then she ended up tunamchangia pesa ya Subaru, you know, like...
Ben alikuwa amesema, mimi sielewi mbona wase hawaunderstand udem.
Man, we were scammed anyway. It's Nairobi, man. So
but it was honorable, like your intentions. And we need moment like you anyway. Question number 1.
Yeah.
If either of you drove by the Boda Boda incident that happened in Kenya recently, what would you do in that situation?
I ask myself that question so many times, by the way.
Unge stop. Like me, naturally, and I hate to say this, I naturally do not stop. Even during accidents.
You never stop for these things.
For real, I'm always like, you know what, but it's for me, it's like a security thing. So I'm usually like, anywhere is a place where, it's 10 times worse if you're a woman. And I know there's that, like, you can stop, you know, help this woman, call for help, something like that. I think what I would have done, probably I would have driven off, but I would have found a way, like, to find help.
For real?
Yeah.
I don't know. I ask myself that question so many times.
So maybe if it's like going to the next police station, something like that.
You can actually do that?
Yeah, I would. If I drove and I would see it happening. Yeah. You?
I don't know what I would have done. I've been hit so many times by Boda Bodas to the point where even if they hit me, I don't even check. I'm just like, that's 10K gone, that's a new paint. You have to repaint the whole bumper because we will not reason. And that's how it's been like for the long. And it's not all of them, but a good chunk of them. And
it's not a good chunk. It's just the ones you've encountered.
Well, yeah, if you say that, man, I've encountered some. I've just been encountering the bad ones. So, first of all, of course, I don't think ninge stop. The crowd mentality there is just...
Nile kujiogopea. Yeah, if you see a group of Boda guys and the way they swam...
Oh, man, those guys can beat you up so
badly.
They can beat you up so badly. And I know now I'd just be guilty like the whole day, just feeling like... we're so helpless. Or maybe just hoot and relentless.
But I think you'd be like me. You'd have found a way to find help.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Uko ahead.
Yeah, but also the fact that I'm very strong on socials, that would have been my first spot to attack.
If you knew that your partner was driving past but did nothing, would that change your opinion of them?
No, I don't know, man. It will not change my opinion of you.
Yeah, as well.
But it's a scary...
I don't think you'd even want me to stop.
Of course, I don't want you to be in those chaotic spaces. Because it's not like those people will reason with you. It's not like you will sit there and get to a tangible conclusion.
Yeah.
Maybe I just call the cops or just make noise about it on social media.
Yeah. Your turn.
It's my turn.
This question.
Yeah, this question's for Boda Boda triggering.
Yeah.
I'm mad. Based on social, this is number 10. Based on Based on social norms, what things do you think your partner can do that may be questionable, but they can easily get away with?
I need time to think about that one.
This question is very hard.
Is there a place where we can put the question aside and then come back to it?
Yeah, we'll come back to this question.
Okay.
Let me just put it right here. Okay, read.
You think about that.
What you can do and get away with.
That I can get away. Okay, in your past relationship, do you feel at any point you may have been treated with gender bias by your partner? Ben criticized for not being a man or Wanjiru for not being a woman?
Pardon, ask the question again.
In your past relationship, do you feel at any point you may have been treated with gender bias by your partner? So like you have been criticized for not being man enough. I think this part.
Which part?
Money?
Cash?
Yeah. Was that a big thing for you?
No, not cash. Not necessarily cash. I don't know. I'm trying to think of scenarios.
For me, it's just that constant, and I think I've talked about it for so many episodes, but I think the question demands me to speak of it.
Yeah.
Is that being expected just to give up? Like, it's just like, okay, it's the man's dreams first. Then yours comes second because you're the woman. And because I am meant to be the head of the house, first of all, where's the ring? Where's the marriage? That demand, like you place such expectations on me.
Yeah.
So that constant, like I'm supposed to now to be, my dreams come second to yours.
Okay, that's interesting.
You?
I think a place where I've not been seen as man enough. I think mostly it was like concert or something. And then there was a fight that erupted as a result of one of the guys was a friend of a chick I was dating. I have no idea why this chick thought I was Jackie Chan, that I was supposed to beat all those 7 guys. I just don't get it. Like because tulikimbia see what? Like at least I'm alive. That doesn't count for anything.
Story.
You know? And so I didn't understand why she didn't feel like I was man enough. Like she expected me to beat all those guys up, all 5 of them. They were big, you know. Like at this point, we just have to negotiate. Me and you. Of course. I wasn't not the only guy who also ran away. It a couple of guys, but tulihepa because
if someone if my friend was being sumbuliwad right now, would
at this
you?
point. I don't know, man. Of course, I'd intervene, but you know now at this point is those ones for come and buy. Whatever happens, man. Simtachanga doe hosi.
Wait, so unge intervene?
Of course, but of course I know we'll be. Kuna wale wase like they'll beat you up badly. So.
But bottom line is you
just intervene. Utapigwa tu but utapigwa ni kwa muda.
So
yeah.
So you're not big man enough to me.
I was like, yo, Jera nipeleka boxing classes. Yeah, you expect this is you're over-expecting.
Alafu umeenda gym.
Yeah, nilikuwa mdogo. I was so skinny. Oh, this question is big.
Hiyo ni essay.
Yeah, so you have to give me time.
Hiyo ni number. Do you think you should be the one reading that essay? Ama you should give it to me?
Actually, I think I should.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors. Okay, let's do it. Okay. Okay, let's just do final one, okay?
Can you choose?
I've crushed you. Let's go. For heterosexual relationships, as far as society is concerned, men are pursuers and women are often the recipients. Would you agree with this statement?
I agree, but you do find some kind of like, I don't want to say outliers because it's also becoming like a norm with this our generation. But yeah.
So would you pursue a guy?
me.
Oh, well, let's say you had not met me, and you're still living the miserable life that you were living before you met me. Would you pursue a guy?
I don't think it's in my nature to. Me as Wanjiru, I don't think it's in my nature to.
So you wouldn't? So you would
maybe you be the one making the first move,
When you baby girl.
No, it's just...
Okay, it's all right. I like that. Do I agree with this statement? No, I think there's some chicks can also pursue if they want.
I think it's become more of the norm now with our generation.
I used to be pursued.
Oh. But that's why I said so our generation.
In fact, the next question is for Ben. Have you ever been pursued? And I can confidently, right here, right now, I've not said so many successful things, but I have been.
I haven't achieved so much in life, but I've been pursued.
I've been pursued before, and then some chicks were bold, pretty bold. And
I'm happy for you.
In fact, most of the times when a chick would pursue me, nilikuwa tunachanganyikiwa.
How did that make you feel?
Chris Brown, low budget Chris Brown, like with you. But yeah, of course you feel nice. But most of the times when a chick would pursue me, I never used to know how to react. Like, she's out there just telling you you're cute or sweet. Like, I'm the one normally who would do that. So now when a chick would do that back to me, she would just disorient me completely.
Yeah.
Just armor me.
And that's how she got a chance.
Yeah. For Wanjiru, have you ever pursued anyone?
I doubt it.
So you just let your crushes walk away?
Oh, yes.
You'd crush your crush string?
Oh, yes. I don't think there is one. No one comes to mind.
Yeah? Okay.
I'm a baby girl.
Picture this. Wanjiru is in a bar, club, pub. A stranger gentleman buys a drink and sends it to her. Ben, would you expect her to accept the drink? Wanjiru, would you accept the drink?
Okay, this question, I'll answer them as honestly as Wanjiru, and I'm not speaking for anyone. I wouldn't accept that drink.
Why?
Even if I'm in a relationship or no, it's just who I am, like.
Or you wouldn't accept?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would also not expect you to accept.
How would that make you feel?
Like what?
Ngeribai mbili zingine umuonyesha uzo.
Buy more expensive. Not like we buy like the cheap ones and then they buy.
Tutakunywa na wewe basi.
Hapana, naanza tu kubrainwash nikikwambia venye hizo expensive ni price tag too. It's the same thing. They use the same brand, same spirit. You start a propaganda campaign. Ben is in a club, bar, pub, and he wants to buy a stranger lady a drink. Ben, would you buy someone a drink? Wanjiru, would you expect Ben to buy someone a drink?
I'm assuming we're in a relationship right now, as we're answering these questions. Yes. Oh, so would you buy them? I wouldn't expect you to.
To be very honest,
buy a stranger.
To be very honest, I'm not very familiar with the club scene and how the buying of drinks works.
Anymore?
I wish.
Ulikuwa siku za changes.
Hizo days tulikuwa so broke kukuwa na mtu anajaribu kurisk their money on buying. You're in campus, my friend.
You're not trying to buy any stranger no drinks.
An extra 1,200 shillings to buy somebody something,
Yeah.
So.
And then you got cuffed too.
Yeah, so I've not experienced that. I don't know why it never used to happen at restaurants. Like, peleke ule baga mbili na chipo, please. I don't know why it never happens in restaurants. But I would not. The question is, Ben, would you buy someone a drink? Wanjiru, would you expect Ben to buy a drink? No. I wouldn't buy you a drink if I don't know you.
Me too.
Yeah. If your answers are different, why are they different? They're not different. Joke's on you.
Joke's on you who wrote this question.
If either of you have an issue with this, what's the issue and why? And does your answer change depending on the stage of your relationship, if you're courting, dating, engaged, or married? Even if you were dating and you were still young, in the relationship, I wouldn't want somebody else to buy you a drink. I mean, I want to eliminate competition as quick as possible. Like Putin is my hero, bro. Like, eliminate all of them.
Putin is not your hero.
Of course, he's not my hero. Like, you operate that style. When you're hitting on a chick, maintain that.
You want to be the first one on the line.
The first one and the only one.
Yeah. Does it change? Same. I share the same sentiments. Does it change if you are courting, dating, engaged, married?
It doesn't change. Same thing.
Same thing, yeah. But even us, we are like super serious with our relationship, so.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, number 3. What number was this?
This was like number all of them. Number 2.
Oh, I've done 1 before, then 2, then this is 3.
Yeah.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
All right, question number 3.
Yeah.
So for this part of the question, for question number 3, we're going to just pick questions from here, which you've already picked.
Yes.
And then we're going to answer whether we relate or not.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, this H, it means hot. The decision to hire me will never be based on assumptions, whether or not I might choose to have a family sometime soon. I don't relate to this.
Okay, for me, I relate, and in the sense that, okay, I can't speak about hiring because I don't see it happening, like me looking for an active 8 to 5, but I know it's a point of discussion for us on when we can have we can start having a family is based on my career and where I want to be at certain points and what I want to achieve. Because I feel like once kids come, there's going to be a break that I will take to actively. And it takes me back to something I think I saw in Just Ivy's story about a woman who wanted the man to compensate her for the time off she would take for, I think, a year or so to have kids, because it's a sacrifice that she's making for the family that she wouldn't be able to, so she would have to take so much time off of work. So I think her job was giving her 6 months paid leave and then 6 months unpaid leave. So if she chose not to return to work after the 6 months and chose to continue with her maternity leave, the other 6 months she wanted her husband to compensate her because she was taking a bigger sacrifice for the family to be able to get that. And so for me, I know hiring, maybe I can't speak on it because I don't see it happening in my future, but I know for sure the question of when to have a family goes hand in hand with my career objectives, because I know...
Because you have to take a break.
Yeah.
A long break.
Yeah.
I don't know. So your story, Lisha, was she compensated?
I don't know. It was the husband who was saying he's feeling some type of way about having to pay the wife money.
Feeling some type of way.
Yeah, he was saying he felt it was a bit transactional, but the wife was like, yo, I'm taking this huge sacrifice.
But so they live together.
I will have to take a cut on my salary. My life will kind of like have to slow down a little bit for us to have this joint goal. And she felt like she needed some kind of compensation for that.
But in that scenario, for example, sorry, I'm dwelling there a bit. See, isn't it just easier for the husband to take up some of the, let's say, the financial responsibilities that the lady was doing and just meet them instead of me paying you?
I think it's more. It did feel transactional, but I think there's also something to be said about money, especially for someone like, okay, for me, I don't work or make money just to pay bills and then we're good. There's also that independence that comes with work, the ability for me to buy the things that I want with the money that I make.
Yeah, so just ask me for the money.
What?
Yeah, just ask the husband. During that period, the husband knows very well you're on unpaid leave. If he can compensate that, like, if you want whatever, you just...
I don't know.
Pay for it.
I don't know. I was just saying, like, for me, it will affect. Okay, so this one is at Q. At events or social spaces, I never look around to see how many of people of my gender are around. I do this a lot, and I think I get especially very antsy in lifts.
Oh, for real?
So if in lifts, naingia na, and I find like when I find there's a woman in the lift, I feel more comfortable. When it's just a man, and especially men and me, I get very, very uncomfortable.
I've never even thought about it. Like, even when we do gigs at night, late at night, and you have to go home, like I'm talking about like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., it never used to occur to me that maybe I need to look at the gender inside the van at night. Like,
It doesn't matter to you?
No, it doesn't. I don't.
Hey, for me, even till today, lifts, once I enter and I just see, like I'm just alone with men, I get very, very uncomfortable.
So, like, unashuka ama?
No, you just like cross your fingers and like you just keep on praying.
We've gotten to that point where, ladies, you're starting to fear men like that.
It's for me. It's for me. I don't know if other women can relate.
Other ladies' experiences. Let us know your experience in the comment section.
Yeah.
Okay, there's another one. I like these questions, actually. They looked a lot, but they're kidogo. S. Growing up, I was told and encouraged that I can be anything I wanted to be and was treated the same as counterparts of the opposite sex. Growing up, I was told and encouraged that I can be anything I wanted to be, and I was treated the same as the counterparts of the opposite sex.
Oh, definitely. I grew up in an all-girls. We're just 3 girls.
Yeah.
And we are so I think that's where my parents really, really got it right, amongst many other things. We have all been heavily empowered. Like, we literally feel like the world is our oyster.
Yeah, you guys are really super empowered.
Yeah, we
Crazy.
we can do anything we want in the world.
I got the same treatment as the people of the opposite gender.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like Joy growing up.
Oh, definitely. Oh, Joy was strong. Joy was stronger than us.
Yeah.
You know, she was more powerful even. But you, so.
See? Tell them say relax. All right. I have always seen and will always see a significant representation of my gender among attendees and positions of leadership. I don't know. Is this better? No, of course not. Of course not.
Wait, what do you mean?
I have always seen and will always see a significant representation of my gender among attendees and positions of leadership. Seeing women, a significant representation. Significant? What does significant mean?
A good number.
I think it's not where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so man says no.
This explainie vizuri about that question.
So niliambia this is why we need Kiswahili. Translation. Mkituona tukiongea Kiswahili. I have always seen and will always see a significant representation of my gender. Your gender, you know your gender?
Yeah.
Male.
Yeah.
So you have always seen and you will always see more men, a significant number of men in leadership and positions of leadership.
They've always been more men in different spaces, even in music. I mean, even in the gospel industry right now.
Even before this, I was asking, are there any female directors who do music videos?
There are very few. There are very, very few. And I don't know. I don't know. Maybe skinny.
Must be nice living in your world, huh? You get to rule the world.
I am not expected to spend my entire life 20 to 40 pounds underweight, and a weight gain or loss of a few pounds doesn't become fodder for social discussion. I'm not expected to spend my entire life 20 to 40 pounds underweight, and a weight gain or loss of a few pounds doesn't become the fodder for social discussion.
This is the fact that hata wewe sasa unajisomea twice ili uelewe kile unasoma.
Basically inamaanisha
your weight is not
it's not a point of conversation. I've gained weight, and me, everywhere I go, people just make fun of it.
Is it a good thing, though?
I just don't care. Genuinely, I never sit down and like, wow.
But you know, for men, I think kuongeza weight, not in the unhealthy kind of way, but having a little bit of meat in your bones inaonekana kama sasa. It's a sign of status.
I used to hate being skinny, man.
Yeah, it's inaonekana ni kama uko na kapesa, mfuko inanona. So for you, it's associated with like umekafunga sasa. Right?
Or maybe nakula mkate sana.
No, but it's associated with like things are going well for you.
Yes, most
yeah. For us, on the other hand, I don't know. I always I'm usually scared of that childbirth. Like the way guys gain weight.
Yeah.
I am just so scared because
and that weight is
I'm not ready.
automatic.
I don't know. I'll have to experience it to know.
But it's also maybe the narratives that are pushed with the starts also with the media.
Well,
it also goes to the top. Do you feel like there's also pressure that comes also from the top female influencers?
From people like us who are on the social
Not
space.
even now on a Kenyan level.
On a Kardashian level.
Look at Kardashian level, Beyonce.
Of course. Look at those people.
So the pressure is still coming from women.
Yeah. I don't know.
The pressure is not necessarily, doesn't have to necessarily come from men.
But you have been taught that men will like you better if you're a kadogo, if you're petite. You'll become more attractive, more opportunities will be availed to you in terms of like jobs and all those things and how you are valued by society. It's like there's a weight kind of attached to your value to society. So if you're of a certain weight, then people...
Yeah, of course there's that.
Yeah.
But isn't that also across the board? Like also men, there's a social status you need, financial status you need to
But now we're just talking about like weight gain. Like if with your kitambi, your kanais katambi vizuri, okay. Yeah. It looks like you have kakitu kwa mfuko. Like you're good, you're doing very well. Like that weight gain means you're doing very well in life. For us it's like,
Do you think my doctor would agree with you?
I don't know. Let me read the next one. I'm not usually approached on the streets by strangers who want my phone number for their ulterior purposes. Maybe not streets, but maybe DMs.
Oh, you get DMs.
That people like send me your phone number. Hi, baby.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, cutie. Can we get to know each other?
Oh, they say that.
Yeah. Have I ever told you sometimes I sent someone your number?
And then?
They said that it's a man. I was like, yeah.
Why would you give out my number?
Sorry, I was just like, you're gonna ask for my number and you think I'll give you mine.
No, the question is?
I'm not usually approached on the street by strangers who want my phone number for the ulterior purpose. So I don't think people approach you in the streets, but maybe on your socials.
On my socials, a lot, man.
Women ask for your phone number?
Yes, women.
Okay, actually send them your number.
Don't do that again. I'm supposed to be reading.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry, man, just wait your turn. If I seek political office, my relationship with my children or who I hire to take care of them will probably not be scrutinized by press. Definitely. No one will scrutinize it for me.
For us, obviously, if you are in any position that's any public space,
Yeah.
whatever you choose to do, your children and how you raise your family and how you run your family,
Yeah.
that will be criticized.
Yeah, your family will be criticized, but not so much, especially if you're a guy.
Yeah, you guys
you
won't.
kind of get away with it. I remember one time there was a lady who went with a baby to Parliament. You remember? And the guys were screaming like it was such a big deal. You know, I just.
It's like, what do you expect?
I didn't get why that was there.
I would love to ask Susie what she thinks about that. If I have children and pursue a career, no one will think I'm selfish for not staying at home. Everyone will think I'm selfish no one will think I'm selfish for not staying at home. I think most people will think. And it's also like even the guilt will maybe even probably come from inside. That's why I keep on telling you, like this, whatever amount of time we've given ourselves before having kids, it's like a crunch time in my mind, where I have to meet certain objectives. My businesses have to be at a certain place because by the time I'm starting to have kids, and of course you want to be a present parent, you want to be able to not have the same running up and down. And do you think about such things for you?
I don't think I think about that ever. Because, you know, we'll get a baby, I'll still wake up in the morning, go to work, come back in the evening, take care of the baby.
Are you seeing how your life is so good?
Take care of the baby, but I don't think about it.
Because like at night,
to that point,
think about like,
so responsible.
You need to sit with Sophie and understand like how her life has changed ever since her baby came into the picture. She wakes up, you're still expected to work. Your output should be the same. Once you get back to work.
Ain't you like supposed to be given like a break?
You are, but see, you'll get back to work. But see, maternity leave, see, it's the same.
How long is maternity leave in Kenya? And
3
I'm
months,
sorry,
no?
I'm being ignorant.
Legally it's 3 months.
I also want to understand things. How long is maternity leave?
Legally it's 3 months. For dads, it's 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah. And then, but I know some companies push it to 6 months, no?
For dads? Dads is 2 weeks, but the
ile mshinange kwa local every day mkidu. I'm joking. No, for I think legally it's 3 months.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks for paternity, if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paternity leave. Are you seeing how different it is?
It's crazy different, man.
Anyway.
I walk into an elevator without care, without any care about who's inside it first.
I've said it.
I rarely care.
Like you live a nice life.
Yeah, you guys have some privileges. We're going to talk about them as well. But yes, we have our male privileges more. Has your mindset on any of these things changed as a result of being in a relationship? Let's answer this question at the end of it. Let's just put it over there.
You can't just do that.
What? We'll answer that question later. If I'm careless...
Am I asking any question at any one point?
Yeah.
If I'm careless with my driving, it won't be attributed to my sex. Do you want to say it?
It won't be attributed to my... So if I'm careless about my driving, it will not be attributed to my sex. But I have also called myself out so many times whenever, like, maybe a lady joins the junction wrongly and I'm like, madam. And then later on, I'm like, nimeingia junction mobs zenye wase wameingia vibaya. And they were all men. So I'm also a culprit.
Yeah, si tunakwanga madem ndio madrivers hawajuangi kudrive.
I share majority, if not all, of my Uber and Taxify rides. You do share? I rarely share.
You never share.
Never even share.
You share when you don't want to keep telling me where you are. That's the only time you share. But me, I have to share as a point of safety. Sometimes I even call you when I'm in the Uber so that you can talk to me the entire time.
Yeah.
All right. When I enter a room where the public circulates, such as a bar, club, college, classroom, or restaurant, I do not generally have people of the opposite sex nudge their friends and indicate verbally or non-verbally that you should check that person out in an objectifying and degrading way while continuing to stare at me with no regard or understanding of how that could make me feel. I've never personally experienced this, but I know women experience this.
What? Like being like it's like
ukiingia kwa.
It's like being catcalled.
Guys, that's why we have to do Swahili. If you
no, just go slowly. It's like being catcalled in a social.
It's not even being catcalled. Unaona tu watu wanakuangalia. Alafu wanashindwa kufanya hivi.
That happens to me all the time because of the nature of
the work that you do. Yeah.
It's me. In addition to being aggressive, I can be irritable, moody, temperamental, sullen, non-responsive, reactive, angry, outraged, unpleasant, not differential, unkind, insensitive, inconsiderate, rude, combative, dominating, overbearing, critical, assertive, and many other ways of being, and many more ways of being human without being called a misogynist. Terms including the B word and the C word. No, I'm sure the question basically says, like you can be in like if you react, let's say angrily, people will say it's because you're a woman.
I think there's a narrative Hollywood keeps pushing. Black women, what are they known? If you react, you're known to be, I don't know, it's not coming to mind right now. But sorry, what were you saying?
As a public figure, people will always call you that. Like you have to. Well, in fact, one of the things I've learned as being in the public is that you need to watch your emotions, especially when you're addressing something, even if mtu mwingine ndio alikukosea.
But do you think it's different for a female vis-a-vis a man? Like if a woman would just feel all those human emotions, get pissed, show her emotion, share her anger, she would be called all these nasty words, the B word and the C word. But for a man, it would be like,
no, even a man will be called out. But yes, women, especially when they are venting or ranting after they've been mad at something, even on Twitter, you tend to, I don't know, what do I say?
I can be loud with no fear of being called a shrew. I can be aggressive with no fear of being called a bitch. I don't think I can be aggressive as I would want to be, especially online, without fearing like how... I don't think I can meet the energy sometimes you're met with without fearing like you can be termed a certain way.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. For you, as a man?
I can be loud. Yeah, I can be loud myself. But it's always a murky area for me. People, whenever you are in the public light and you tend to show, especially the angry emotion, people just judge you. People don't want to know what made you angry. People don't want to know what pissed you off.
Yeah.
They'll just come. They just say you're emotional. But mostly women get it harder.
Yeah.
Viboko. Mnazikula pale online. If I have children and provide primary care for them, I'll be praised for extraordinary parenting, even if I'm even marginally competent.
Dad of the year.
Of course.
Ukimwinua hivi tu juu.
Ukiniona tu nimemchange diapers. Hey.
Dad of the year.
Ama tu, you know the way you carry a baby with that. I don't know what it's called.
The carrier.
Yeah.
The baby carrier.
Yeah, it's called baby carrier.
I guess.
Yeah, that one. Now I know, like, if I was to ever take a picture with that. Brands. I'm like, we need these values in our company. You know?
Yet you're just doing what you're supposed to do. But then again, there's always the murky area of we need to see more people doing it so that it becomes the norm. Because like for so long, it's been seen as just me, I should be the one with a baby carrier and you should not do it. So when you are seen to do it, I always feel like sometimes also we should clap for you so that we can get more people like you to do it, and then it becomes normal because it's so abnormal.
Yeah, definitely.
I do
definitely.
know.
We definitely need to have
It's
more
like
people.
that's a balance, but you're also being clapped for doing what you should do.
I saw a dad the other day complaining on Twitter that also men's washroom need diaper changing spaces.
Yeah.
So even architects, wameenda miaka 6 shule, but we've still not yet figured out that maybe even us men would want to change our babies as well. So yes, you just do the bare minimum as a man, and you get a Nobel.
Told you, it must be nice living your life. If I choose not to have children, I don't think my masculinity or femininity will be called into question.
If I choose not to have children, not so much.
Okay, I want you to guess what will happen to me.
Oh,
I want you to guess. If I said right now that I don't want kids, I want you to guess.
Of course,
you'll even be advised to leave me.
Yeah, you look like the independent woman who's kichwangumu, who's arrogant, doesn't want to take care of babies and all that stuff.
I'm getting triggered just thinking about it.
You're already getting angry.
Hey.
You're emotional.
Yeah, because
stop being emotional.
My womanhood is pegged on whether I want to have
rarely
kids.
or never worry about how I'll be judged based on what I'm wearing to an event. But the fact that I've become a public figure, sometimes I have to take note. But before... Unaweza tokea kwa Groove Awards na hoodie. Nobody will tell you nothing.
Best dress, see, most of them zinakuanga za madem pia.
Yeah, best dress pia kwa madem.
Yeah, so
what about
there's
you?
that. But I think not even events. I would want to see socials, even like public spaces. Because I remember Jana, I was in town by the time we were shooting this, and I'd worn a shirt dress. And in that moment, because I was waiting for my Uber, and it was CBD, like nilijichukia kabisa, why I chose to wear a short dress that's being blown by the wind in the CBD. Because like at every one point kulikuwa tuna mwanaume ananiongelesha. Sasa I'm super.
Unataka For real?
Yeah. Alafu mtu wa Uber alikuwa anatake haraka, ndio maana alikuwa anashinda akisema pore madam. Alikuwa ameniboa.
But yeah, I know CBD is wild for ladies.
Yeah.
It's next level.
Last one, if I have children but do not provide, this one we've done, primary care for them. We've done it. Oh, if I have children but do not provide primary care for them, my masculinity or femininity will not be called into question. All deadbeats. Yeah.
If I don't provide, my masculinity will not be called into
all
question.
All deadbeats assemble. Oh, and they get the promotions at work. They get the big cars. Well, you don't take care of your kids.
Let's answer this question.
Oh, you've been waiting.
No, it's because I had put it aside and don't want to forget. Based on social norms, what things do you think your partner can do that may be questionable and easily get away with? Based on social norms, like what are some of the social advantages you feel like you will get? Like society will automatically let you do them because you're a woman, but if a guy does them, it's
So you speak for women?
Yeah, speak for women.
I think women, as we can get away with being arrested easily. I know so many times I've walked, I've switch-talked cops.
Yeah.
And things have ended very well. Hata exchange numbers kidogo.
Can never
Things
be.
have been good.
Yeah.
But I must say, even female cops, it's easier to navigate.
I think if you're a lady, cops naturally tend to be gentle with you.
Yeah.
I have even seen madam wengine do negotiate na cops. Like I have a chick friend of mine who told me, I don't want to say she bribed, so I don't even want to talk about it. Yes, it will be on my head. But she started it with such a low amount. Who wants an arwabe? I'm like, guy, this guy is man. I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
But cops are merciless. You know, there was a day we were having a chat with Wanjiru. In fact, you did not know where your ID was for like almost a month because it was in my wallet. And then I asked you, how do you even walk outside the house without your ID? Because I, myself, I'm conditioned. I cannot walk without my ID.
Ben doesn't leave it. And
I can't walk without my ID. Even today, maybe now, because there's YouTube, you can show them, hey, afande, naimbianga yesu. Unajua, hey, hii ni yangu. But kitambo, it's oh my God, you can't even think about not walking with your ID because cops. So how I've seen the threats in society is that the biggest threat to men is police in Kenya. The biggest threat to women is Kenyan men.
So what advantages does your
Myself.
Yeah. Do you enjoy?
Where do I even start? Like, pick a category.
It must be nice.
Like even in church, for example, nobody ever questions the men how we dress up.
Yeah.
Ladies have to dress a certain kind of way, or even if it's not like a written rule, it's underneath. Like I saw somebody come to our church page on the comment section coming for my friend, and my friend was so decent. In fact, she's one of the most decent people I know. Sema huyo sister anatesa sana the brothers.
Oh my God.
Why are you speaking on behalf of the brothers?
I'm getting irritated hearing such a
and
thing.
some people are just perverts. They just want to hide it under that somebody is just wrongly dressed. So yes, we do get away with dressing however we want.
We just need to pick the category.
Yeah, just pick.
But I think it's deeper than even maybe our minds are frozen right now by the time we're shooting this.
There's that. There's even the way you dress, even like with social, with what's shall go.
Even jobs, like I think it's easier. I don't know. I think in the hiring process, from what I've heard, like from my sisters, when they're hiring, it's like men, there's a kind of confidence, even when somebody is not qualified for the job.
Yeah.
There's a kind of confidence they come with to the job, and like they've done all this, and like if you start investigating,
like
Nigga has done nothing.
But also there's something also we were discussing, that also women tend to get a lot of social empathy online. Like if a lady was to, and I've fallen victim to this, you know, if a lady says, oh, she's doing this or she's struggling with this, most people tend to be naturally empathetic towards them, even men. But when a guy says asks for help in an equal measure, you don't get the same kind of empathy that the lady gets. So it's an unfair world. On this question is, I can freely express my emotions in public without fear of being judged about my femininity or masculinity. Can you like cry in public?
Oh yeah, I can.
Impossible.
You can't?
I don't think I can remember a time where I cried in public. Maybe when I lost my sister. That's the one of the few times I've cried in public.
I think the only one.
I can't cry in public because you're supposed to be a man. You're supposed to be strong. So you go cry. Ukishamaliza kuwatch soap opera enda ukalilie kwenyu. Ukishamaliza kuiona kwa theater. Hapo IMAX.
Unangoja upande gari ndio release the tears.
Kwenu. Mbona nimwacha hivyo?
Sorry. I've never had anybody part grabbed by a stranger person of the opposite sex.
You've never?
Had any of my body parts grabbed by a stranger person of the opposite sex.
Never. Have you?
What? I told you this story. BS. Ule mse alikuja tu hivi akanishika boobs hivi.
Boobs, but yeah. Sorry, man. Oh man, this one's a long one. Be honest.
Why did you take the long one? Sasa hapa twashinda. Kwanza we'll spend a lot of time just going through the...
Be honest. Kalamba kidole. What were you raised by society and culture to understand be a man to mean?
I don't think... you want me to answer that, or should you answer that?
I can answer that.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be strong. You're supposed to be the pillar of everything. You're supposed to be able to stand up for yourself and for your family. You're supposed to be financially stable. You're supposed to always have solutions.
Okay.
Yeah. And show no emotions. Basically, to a low budget kiganjo.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you? What's your definition of about a man?
Same thing. You know, growing up, I didn't grow up with like boys, so I'm not the best person to answer that question.
You even used to think about that.
No.
What were you raised by the society and culture to understand you are being a woman to mean? Ooh.
I think what we were supposed to do is you were supposed to answer being a man and then me being a woman.
No, but also, no, not really, because also you being a woman means weak. It's more meant to make you look like weak or emotional or a sissy or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I see this? So can I answer?
You have permission. Why are you asking for permission?
What were you raised by society and culture to understand you are being a woman to mean? I think you are being a woman or be a woman or being a woman. Being a woman to mean. So for me, it's twofold, because how we were brought up in the family is different from what I saw in society. So because I said we grew up in a very girls and very empowered kind of family. So at least on the home front, it was like you can do anything you want to do.
Yeah.
All careers were open to you. You can make as much money as you want to. It doesn't matter even like how much your partner will be making. That never like came up. But then on society, there was a thing of like you have to be cooking for him. You have to be serving him when you see him in public, especially in front of people. Don't talk down at him. Do all these things. Even like when he's saying things that don't make sense to you, don't talk down on him. Like just always prop him up. All those things.
Yeah, of course. Even myself, the one thing that I was
He's
told.
the head, I'm the neck.
Oh, really? But also, I was always taught that the man has to make more money than the woman.
Wait, that's so
Ben,
toxic.
your partner is a woman. Do you think she embodies the qualities of what society says a woman is? Yes, she does. Like homely.
You'd say that about me?
Homely?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You're very homely.
Actually, I don't consider myself that way.
Very, very homely.
Yeah.
Wanjiru, your partner is a man. Do you think he embodies the qualities of what society says a man?
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to think that hard.
It's like, don't be talking. You can't hold a gun to my head and like...
I'm just shocked. Okay. Based on what you were...
Yes and no. Because in the sense that, yes, the things like provision and everything, but you see the way society also expects the man to be the end all, like the decision rests with the man. Like, I think you're very open in that sense, where even in this relationship, it's more of like, you're not a final say. It's always a discussion between us.
Yeah, this is like, it's not a dictatorship.
Yeah.
There's some things you're just good at, better than me, so just take charge.
Yeah.
Based on what you were raised by society and cultures to understand are the qualities that make a man and a woman, do you think your partner is? Yes, she has a couple of those. She has a couple.
Let me see the question.
Just as I asked it. We need
Wait,
to
what?
wind up before 21 minutes are over.
Based on what you're raised by society, to understand are the qualities that make up a man and what make up a woman, what do you think your partner is? I think you're just you. Like, does that help? Am I answering the question?
I don't think so.
Then take. Let me ask the other one. Would you call out your partner if you found out that they were perpetuating anything that was based on gender bias or inequality?
Oh, that's always a topic of hot debate.
Yeah,
sometimes I don't even talk about some things. I'm just like...
Like what?
Sometimes when I also show you ways in which I feel like it's been the society has also been unfair to men, and that has always been a hot debate. Because, for example, when you talk about things like like when you get into the funding space, the women have more advantage. Even in the tender space, women have more advantage. But then I also know that they're also trying to undo the supremacy, the male supremacy that has been there. So they're trying to level things up. But as a man, one of the things that worries me about this conversation is that if we also push that narrative of empowering the woman too much at the expense of the guy, it's we might end up going back to the beginning. We need to get to a place
where one is like...
Where now maybe in future, the women are dominating, the men are not dominating. Because I feel like we just need to get to a point where we just see each other as equal human beings without gender.
You see, Kicks, for us, we are just asking for basic human rights. Because I told you about an elevator.
Yes.
Like, you don't worry about that.
Yes, that's very true. And it's actually sad that we're getting to that point where women can ask for basic human rights. Like that story for Forest Road, I don't understand why the first thing is to sexually assault. Hata siku muibia, hata siku enda na side mirror or to damage the car. It's to sexually assault. I feel like that's people just becoming animals. That's not even a human being. That's just I don't even have word. That thing just makes me mad talking about it. And it's just sad. On a basic human rights level, we should not be discussing some things in 2022. And definitely that's true. So we need to keep empowering, yes, the woman and the girl child. But we also need to keep remembering about empowering the boys, especially now where a new generation now is coming up. Just that they get to a level and they all believe that they can all equally participate in events without them being discriminated and all that stuff.
Okay. I wanted to answer this one.
Yeah.
Would I call you out if I found out that you were perpetuating anything that was based on gender bias or inequality? I think I try to do so in my own way, especially the one that comes to mind automatically is when like we're driving and somebody just enters the wrong way and you're like, mademu drive aje. I'm like, it's not. Okay, you don't have to be politically correct, but I'm quick to tell you it's not a gender issue. It's just that the person who's driving, who happens to be a lady, amekuingia vibaya na kesho itakuwa mtu wa matatu. The next day itakuwa kadem.
The next 5 minutes.
Yeah. So it's not.
I also call
I'm
out.
Not shy.
I also call you out whenever I feel like you are now just siding with. You just try to. It's more of a supremacy war, you know. Like I also call you out whenever I feel like you're pushing.
Selfie hapo uko na kazi tu. Kazi unashinda ni kuedit.
No, don't edit this out. I also call you out whenever I feel like you've also judged the situation unfairly.
Yeah. Last one?
Yeah. Have you ever given out a fake phone number? Yeah, I have all the time whenever I'm signing into a lot of...
Of course. If you ask for my number, I'll probably give you Ben's.
Yeah, so as we conclude this topic, it's always been a sensitive topic because, yes, it tackles also a lot of basic human rights. It's just like the way we tackle other vices in society that we have, they've actually become normal. For example, people, the whites, the blacks, and also the men, the women. It's just so unfair that we're still having some of these conversations in 2022.
Yeah, and our hope is that through this conversation, you'd be challenged to have them on a more personal front. It's not something that's just happening on social media or on the news. It's something that you can start to have conversations with someone like your partner to better understand. If you're a guy, you understand your partner and her gender more, her or their gender more, and vice versa.
Yeah, so I think if you're a guy, call yourself out if you feel like you are being discriminative towards a lady. Of course, the women as well. And let's just try and let's just try and play level ground. We were having this conversation with the team, and I like that some members of the team felt like a lot of these questions, they leaned more towards towards the women. It was more women empowered. But then my producer also made a very important point, and he said that when it comes to the men fighting for these rights, we are fighting for, he called them secondary rights, which is, it's a bit fair, because I was talking about how, for example, in music, like Damon anaweza tokea tu na huko hata hajui kuimba, but msupuka kuchizi, anatoka hivi anapanda hadi number 1. A guy can struggle for days and maybe their product is even better than the chicks. And even, what's weird is that the people watching this video, udem, bado pia ni maboy, you get. But you see, he compared that to you just asking for security whenever you're getting into an elevator. And at that point, I was like, okay, one of them is secondary, the other one is primary. So I know a lot of men also push back on this conversation. They're like, oh, PSC tunafanyiwa.
And you've been part of the pushback sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I feel like tumeonewa.
But the truth is...
But the truth is that we still have to solve some of the basic things. I think, like that story for Forest Road is just one of them. To show that it's just the basic humanity. We lack that based on the fact that it's a woman, especially when it comes to sexual harassment.
Do you consider yourself a feminist?
Feminist? No, I don't think I'm a feminist. Okay, I don't know. It's just because that word feminist
has been
so angry.
It's been associated with certain kind of emotions.
Yeah. It's always like always trying to put down the men and all that stuff.
But a feminist is just someone who simply believes in equality for both genders, like just equality.
Why is it called feminist though?
Like you just want like there to be just equality.
I don't know. Me, I've always had... In fact, even when my sister was alive,
negative,
she would tell me she's a feminist. I'm
It's what you didn't understand.
I didn't understand. But so wait, so feminism is not the woman supposed to be superior?
No, it's just simply like the same way that the same kind of... Like if we enter into a place for an interview, that you don't get a job based on your gender. It's simply because of merit. That positions of leadership are just simply based on merit.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've been in very many competitive spaces with with women. Even in primary school, I'd be like, there was this chick who was always number one.
And now in a relationship.
Beat me. She always beat me in exams. They would always be number 3. And I never used to see her. She's different because she's just a chick. She was just smart, you know. I even remember the first interview we did with Nyawera at Mo Sound. Man, Nyawera was organized, man. Like, she had her notes together, she had her slides together. Mi nilikuja tu.
Anyway.
So, yeah, this was a fun episode. I know it's also very serious, very sensitive. But I hope you've learned something.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.